Hey everybody, I am on for the midweek message reveal Wednesday, January 4th. Happy New Year. I hope that it's kicking off well for you and that you are finding yourself some space within this week. It's a little weird getting back and I've already miswritten 22, 23 several times. So I'm sure that that's something that we've all been experiencing. Wanted to go ahead and let you know a little bit about the energy that's coming up. We have a full moon on Friday, the 6th, that is in Cancer. And this Cancer full moon is going to be kind of a reflection of the home. So there's going to want to be a feeling of taking care, a feeling of connecting back to the inner child, and really feeling a space of groundedness within the spaces that you have in your environment as well as that you hold within yourself. So make sure you take some time to ground and give yourself some space around what it is that you're looking to let go of, because this is a beautiful energy that is very soft and watery that wants to help cleanse away. So utilizing water in your meditations and with the full moon is when we are looking to release. So this is the perfect time for you to do so. We also have Venus in Aquarius now, and Venus in Aquarius is looking to kind of change the way that we see structures and change the way that we see the ways in which we love ourselves and one another. So there's going to be an energy that's going to change sort of the dynamic between self-love, relationships with others, and the ways that we interact with others in a loving sense. So that energy is playing out as well. Mars in Gemini and Mercury retrograde, as we've had going on during Capricorn season. You may be experiencing some technological snafus. There may be some just sort of like weird sort of spaces in between things, like difficult to get things going, maybe finding yourself waiting a lot. And that's just part of the energy at the time. Do your best to stay grounded and allow yourself to be patient, even though that's really difficult to do. And know that everyone is also experiencing this energy. So the more you can be in awareness and also stay in the present moment, the easier it's going to be. And know that there's only so much you can control. And when things come up that are frustrating or irritating, especially when we're trying to deal with the flow of communication and all the forms that takes, know that there's a benefit to being able to reflect back a little bit on the ways in which you may have wanted to knee-jerk react. You get to change the way you do things now, and this is the beauty of the energy that we're in. Okay, I'm going to jump into the cards. So, group 1, if you chose 1, your card is Wild Rose Fairy. Love. And this is a 47. 47 is an 11, which is a master builder number, which is fantastic for manifestation. This is saying that you're on the right path. And as an 11, which is also a 2, this is that everything's working out fine. So if you are looking for some sort of reassurance here, especially around the concept of love, and that can be self-love and also love in a romantic sense, in a partnership, and also love in a familial sense, because I'm really kind of getting a lot of vibes with the Cancer moon that really kind of plays into the energy of family and home. Know that this is a beautiful time for you to open yourself up a little bit. Allow yourself that space to see how you're really feeling about your emotions and where they are not flowing. So we tend to want to wall up a little bit and keep ourselves from being vulnerable and showing that soft pink underbelly that we all have. Now is a good one for you to open yourself up a little bit and let some people in. Let the love come on in. This is a good time for it. I'm feeling a lot in the belly, actually, and a little bit lower too in the sacral. So there's a creativity that wants to come through. There's a sense of developing something new. So this may be a budding relationship. This may be a situationship or a friendship that's starting to get a little interesting. Allow yourself to kind of dabble in that and have a little bit more flirtation, because there is a sort of sensuality that's coming about, and you can tap into this energy at the time and really work with it and use it to your advantage. If you're not looking for love, or you're not feeling it, then turn that energy towards yourself. Treat yourself. Give yourself a little something sweet. There's some discount Christmas candy that's just hanging out on the shelves. I know we've already got Valentine's Day stuff out, which is just wild. But allow yourself to have a little bit of fun. Allow yourself to kind of loosen up a little bit. There's been some I don't know, rigidity that's happening here with one that you can kind of drop. And roses, so romantic, especially the color red. It's also going to tie us back to the root chakra. So you can feel safe. You can feel safe in knowing that this is not something that's going to rock you. This is something that you get to expand a little bit into. Allow yourself to do that. Okay, moving on to 2. If you chose 2, your card is, oh, here we go. Guardians of the Land, protection. My camera is like, why? And this is a 13. Nope, it's a 21. I can't read backwards. 21, which is a 3. So a 3 is your Ascended Masters. This is a divinely guided message that's coming through here for you too. Really drawn to the stag. It makes me think of the Patronus and Harry Potter type stuff. It's really bugging me that this is not focusing. Come on now, come on. Okay, so protection as a theme, and this is more about protection of the self. There may have been some sort of gossipy type situations that I'm feeling that have kind of come up around too. Maybe the ways in which you're speaking about yourself or hearing yourself, maybe being talked about. It seems a little murky. And it may feel even a little bit like paranoia. Know that you are not in a place where anything is going to be disrupting you. You are in a safe space, and that safety comes from within, and it also comes from your ability to connect to the Ascended Masters, which is why the 3 came up, even though I was seeing 13. Okay, right here. Drawn to the mushrooms. So this is, you're connected to a whole communication system that is going to be coming up for you, that's going to allow you to feel a little bit more into that safe space that you've created within yourself. And understand too that you do not have to worry so much. There's a lot of ruminating that's happening here. I'm getting a lot in the ears and in the top of the head, almost like a pressure type situation where you're feeling a lot of concern around how things are supposed to go and wondering if you're going to be making the right decision. Trust that there is a plan in place, and that also know too that you can't choose wrong. Anything that's coming about is for your benefit, and you will be given the information that you need. You are divinely guided and protected at this time, and all times, but specifically right now too, it seems like you're looking for a little bit of reassurance. So here it is. Allow yourself some space around the ways in which you're speaking to yourself. Allow yourself some time to digest some of the things that you're hearing. You may be having some old inner monologue type stuff coming up again. Whose voice is that when you hear a phrase? Something about yourself, right? Like when something goes wrong, you make a mistake, there's the voice in the head, the bully that comes through. Whose voice is that connected to? Does that bring you back to someone from your childhood, maybe a teacher or a caretaker or someone who is just kind of a dick? When that happens, we embody that and we kind of hold onto it in our minds, and then we use it to kind of beat ourselves over the head with it. You can drop that. That's not you. Allow yourself some breathing room and know that you're doing the best that you can. And know that you are safe to take a risk and make a decision if you do feel like this is what you want to do. I'm getting some tingling on the top of the head, so I do feel that this is connected to a decision that needs to be made or a choice. And just know that you can't choose wrong here. Go with your gut. You got this. Okay. All right, moving on to 3. Group 3, your card is Reflecting Pool, Stillness, loving this purple. 33, another sign of the Ascended Masters. So know that you have guidance that's happening here for you. And you see how she's like reflecting? I'm seeing like a swan. To me, this is a very regal sort of image. And swans are very protective. And I know that maybe that's not even what's there, but I'm seeing a swan. And know that through your own ability to connect within yourself in times of stillness and times of quiet, is where you're going to find the answers that you've been seeking. Similar to 2, 3, you've been digging around and trying to get to the end of something, trying to get to the loose end and trying to find it. It's almost, I'm seeing like a frayed rope, where most of it is together, and then there's this one piece that's just kind of tearing off, or even just like I'm hearing Weezer, you destroy my sweater, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like where the sweater itself is being pulled apart and coming undone, and you're wanting to remedy this, but there's almost a gnawing, similar to 2, this a rumination, kind of thinking over and over and over again as to how can I do this? How can I plot this out? How can I get to a resolution here? How can I move on? I'm hearing move on. How can I resolve? How can I take the next step? Unsure how to walk, unsure which way to go. So this isn't necessarily a decision. It's more you're waiting for an answer, and that answer is going to come from within. Now, the swan is real big for me here, and swans are super protective. They are not going, the energy of that animal is not going to let anything happen. And at the same time is very assured of itself, very cocky and regal and noble. So the energy from what I'm gleaning here is that this inner stillness that will be possible for you when you take the time to really check in with yourself, check in with your body, check in with your mind, allow yourself to have a moment where you sit and ground and are absolutely quiet, you'll find that answer will just kind of lift for you. This might be something too that'll happen in dream time. So before sleep, if you are having a difficult time getting yourself to a level of stillness to where you can sit and wait to hear for your inner voice or tap into the body if that feels difficult, or you're too tired, there's a lot of lethargy that I'm feeling too. I'm feeling kind of like a heaviness in the shoulders and a hunching forward. So a burdening here with 3. Know that what you can do before sleep is lie back, close your eyes, take a couple deep breaths, and ask to connect to your higher power, your higher self, however it is that you identify with a greater source, and ask that you're given information in the easiest way possible while you sleep. You might find that you have a dream that you recall upon waking. You might wake in the middle of the night, so you can write something down. Or it might be something that when you awake the next day, it might just kind of float up to you at some point, whether it's a memory of the night before, or it's when you are just simply sitting there and it just kind of descends on you out of nowhere, the answer. And you've been through a lot, so give yourself a pat on the back here. Try not to be so hard on yourself. I feel like everybody's really hard on themselves, and this is just the story of life. So take a step back, everybody. Give yourself a break. And the New Year, New Me stuff, it's a lot of pressure. So you don't need to put that on yourself. You are perfect as you are. And if you want to improve things, awesome. But try and do something small, just one little change before you start building on all kinds of other things. You're more likely to have success with small, measurable goals and small steps forward, because they're easier for you to get those little hits to where you're like, yeah, I got a gold star on this one because I did it for a whole day. Okay, great. So pulling for you in all the ways that you need that support. Thank you again for tuning in with me. Would love to hear your feedback, so please drop that below. Please tag or share with a friend if they would like to participate in this. I think that would be really awesome. And I really appreciate those of you that share. And every week, it's so awesome to connect with you guys. If you're looking to have a private session with me, please check my link, and I will check you guys next time. Have an awesome week. Hang in there and utilize the moon on Friday. Go ahead and get rid of some of the stuff that you weren't able to get rid of when you were doing your New Year's stuff. Okay. All right. Peace.